It's finally happening! Welcome guys to Warframe. Is that me? I'm a girl? Oh no. Mag and Volt are already available for you to buy the parts to build them from clans very early on. Excalibur is the one that you need to basically play like half of the story for you to get him back again. So we're going to be choosing Excalibur for that reason, because we can just get these two warframes here if we really wanted them, and I really don't know what to do with a mag, because I really don't know what she's good for. And we don't want to rush this point, because we have time. We don't need to. Press A to jump, pretty straightforward. We learned this when we started playing Fortnite. Okay, now this is where the decisions come into play. Both of these starter weapons you need to craft higher level weapons later on in the game. So we could pick either because they help us, and to get the other one it's actually pretty easy from the marketplace. So it doesn't really matter for the melee, so it's up to you. But I'm gonna pick Skana because I'm Excalibur and I like swords, just in general. So yeah. Die. Die. Again, sorry if this is so laggy. Wait, can I change the video settings? Hopefully that's better. Yeah, that's a little better. And I know we suddenly dropped quality to a game from like 2015, but it's fine because whoops, because it's for the gameplay. It doesn't need to be great quality. Of course, I can change all this if I need to. Kunai, again, it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna choose Lato because of the fire rate. Because the other one was a kunai, and you have to do it like one at a time, you know? Okay, so take out these guys. Headshot. Only headshots on this channel. Only headshots. We just click on all of these guys. So just for some more context, my computer is my laptop is not meant to play video games.
You made it. There's the extraction ship.
Cooked. So now we need to deal with this guy. Oh my gosh, my frames.
My decrepit heart is pounding. This one is stronger than the rest. Lock the area down. This tendo is mine.
Yeah, I can barely see. Bratton, this gun is like a fully automatic gun, all that good stuff. Now this is the bow. The Paris has a lot of crit damage and crit chance. The Breton is basically useless. Each shot of these is can get up to like thousands of damage early game, which is pretty good for early game. This is basically just like a lot of bullets, and I don't think it has any good stats. So yeah, we're gonna pick this one because it's the Paris. Come on, what else would you pick? So now, does this help our frames? It did not really help our frames. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. At this point, my OBS just decided not to work, and literally all the rest of the footage that I made just is completely black. So, wonder what I'm gonna put in here instead. I ended up playing the teacher quest. It's a new quest that is like the tutorial mission for the mod section. It was actually pretty cool. Now we could just play the mission like a normal person. So if we're going to be fighting against Corpus, we need Toxin, because Toxin bypasses the shields like I mentioned a little while ago. But I don't think you can find Toxin mods anywhere here. So we need to go to Mars, except we haven't unlocked it yet. So we need to do that right now, and we need to play, I think, just this mission once. And then of course the junction, and then the junction requires a few things. Oh. That is very unfortunate. All these quests take like hours to do. Oh well. I mean, like, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't need to have toxin mods. So in that case, I need to do... Sorry, I'm just trying to think about what to say, but I'm also listening to this guy. See, I'm an introvert, so commentary on this channel will probably be the worst commentary since live, since a long time. I decided to play this game because it has a lot of content inside of it, and at some point, I like to play games by myself, but none of the games were really that interesting. None of the mainstream games that I would see. Like, other people were playing them, but it just didn't really suit me. And then I found this game, which was free to play. And at first it was like, oh, what is this? Like, what am I supposed to do? And I think everybody had that reaction because Warframe is just like such a big game. However, once I started to kind of get the feel for it, I realized that there was a lot of things to do, and that it's actually entertaining. At least for somebody like me, that plays a lot by myself, when I play by myself, and when I do, it's like, I don't want to just play anything, because not everything is that interesting to play by yourself. But then, this game, it had a lot of stuff to do inside of it. Different stuff, not just the same old stuff, different ways, but different things. And it has different game modes, for example, different game modes, different, like, enemies, and then different, like, items and gear to collect. And of course, a lot more. And the thing is, I am kind of methodical. Well, I don't know if methodical, but I kind of like those kinds of games. I chose this game as my game, and I chose to record it, but I do kind of want to have a goal with my channel. And I know it's like really early on, maybe too early to have goals, like the third video on my channel, I think. But I see all these old videos about Minecraft, but not like Minecraft, more like the skill-based gameplay of Minecraft, and how people competed for that skill and to be good at certain game modes, for example, PvP, right? And that was entertaining because it was skill that people were seeing. The only issue is with a game like Warframe, it's PvE, right? The enemies come, and you just kill them. And the stronger the enemies get, you also get stronger. And at some point, you're basically just clicking on the enemies, and it's not skill, right? Sure, you have to aim at them correctly and hit them with your sword correctly, but that's it. Anybody could do that. So, it's not the best. The normal game, the base game, might not be the best way to show skill, but I feel like there are ways in the game where you can show skill, and you can gain skill, and that's kind of what I want to do. So I have two phases to this game, to my plan, if you might call it, for this channel. And I know it's kind of cringe, and I know it might not be very appropriate for me to say it now, since, you know, I have nothing. Look at me. I'm Bruce. I don't have a lot going for me. But as I progress through this game, and I get to the end game, that'll be when I have like a lot of resources to be able to complete the second part of my plan. And so that plan would be, so the plan has two parts. Play the game and get rich. And then the second part is to kind of like do challenges. I don't really know if that's the best way to say it, but I don't want to play the game base, if that makes any sense. I want to play it in a way that requires skill. A way that not anybody can play it. And I know this might be like a big dream or a big way to say it, because everybody goes through the same thing. And Warframe is constantly bringing new stuff to the table. But there is a point where you have to use what you have to play the game. But if there is a way to use skill instead of fancy gear, then all of a sudden the game becomes a skill-based game, and you actually need to have skill in order to play the game. At least that's what I'm theorizing. I could be completely wrong. And of course, the other game modes like Conclave, where it is PvP, could also be a way to show skill. However, I hear that Conclave isn't really the best PvP mode, or even just like the most fun mode in Warframe. Which of course no mode is going to be the most fun. But I feel like it'll be a good chance to show skill. So, but of course all that is a really long way from now. And I have a long way to go. I literally just started this game, but it might be a good idea to point out the big dreams in the future. Because if that does happen, if I am able to accomplish that, it'll be Pog. So, was that a yap? Of course it was. And was I doing absolutely nothing worth your attention? Yes, I was. But then again, my channel just started, so I don't have anybody to hold the attention of anyway. So it's fine. Of course, I should get started, but like... So, if any of that made sense, we're now going to free this guy, Teshin, and he's going to help us out. Most likely. Okay then.
If you think they are ready.
I guess he's not going to help us. Oh wait, there's actually a good chance to, no. No. Oh. Hold on, I'm trying to get my sword out. There we go. Did this block any of his damage? Oh, it does! Oh. Oh. Okay. So the sword does block his damage, which tells me one thing. Somebody like him, he's a mini-boss, but say for example he was another player. It means that blocking with the sword does block melee damage, which is very handy to know. You don't technically need to be so methodical in playing this game, at least definitely not yet. You could just point and click at him. I'm sure you would be able to do it. But it's never too early to start attempting skill. Because at some point you're not just going to be able to tank all his attacks and just click him a few times, you know what I mean? At some point you're going to need to start avoiding his attacks, blocking his attacks, stuff like that. And of course I'm not doing it very well.
Okay, Lotus. Let's talk.
I wonder if whatever I said earlier made any sense. But I guess I'll prove it with my channel. You kind of get what I was saying before? It's like, sure, at some point, an example of skill in this game could be the fact that at some point, you don't want to just get hit by the enemy and then hit them back. And then hope that they die before you do. Because at some point, you have to remember that you do have a health and shield bar, and that can run out. that might be somewhat obvious. Well, no, it should be obvious. But the thing is, at some point, the enemies are going to be so strong that you don't want to just stand there and tank their damage. Like, for example, any of these guys, I could probably just stand here, and I would be pretty fine. I mean, I block their shots automatically. Except the... You see, I'm fine. I can just stand here and just tank it all. But at some point, you can't. Because they're just so strong. And so I think that at some point, an example of skill, at least within PvE, would be when they are strong enough to actually hurt you, you need to avoid damage. And you might not be able to avoid damage by just standing still and just tanking it like I am right now. And of course, you need to be able to deal damage to them as well. And at some point, when they're so strong, you might not be able to just walk up to them and start clicking on them like you do with these low-level enemies. Of course, I might be completely wrong about this, but it just seems like that could be something to keep in mind. And if that is the case, then it's never too early to start practicing. Well, I can't really practice with these enemies where I can just walk up to them and start hitting them until they die. It's actually a cool mission. I actually like this mission. I just wish I had a toxin mod. I just wish I had toxin on my sword. Because look at how low these red health bars are. I mean, do you see that? Toxin would just let you attack straight to that red health, but I need to delete all of their blue health as well, and Toxin could just ignore all that. Oh well, you can't have it all. That was easy. Okay, now we leave. Okay. Wow. Oh, I do like this. I do like this quest. Okay, these are all very important mods that would have been very difficult to get otherwise. So I'm glad we got that. Well, I guess now that we're here, I might as well do a couple more things. I'll probably cut out a lot of the video anyway, so... Well, no. I better. For example, I guess we might as well mastery rank up. I don't think the MOAs have heads for me to shoot their heads. Yes, sir! Okay, it's nice. So let's just go to the labs. Because this is the only place that matters. Okay. Banshee, Neza, Volt, Wukon, and Zephyr. Okay, you see what I was saying? Volt is available here. I didn't need to get him in the tutorial. Oh, I thought Mag was here too, but I guess she isn't. Anyway, this one is good, Zephyr's good, I think Wukon's also pretty good. And Neza, of course. Banshee, I just don't know about her. But then again, we're not here for that. So the primaries... I'll need to do a lot of research, but it's really useful because it gives you a lot of different variety of weapons that might not be available on the market. In the marketplace, in your orbiter, which I think is really useful because not everything is in the marketplace. And so it's very handy to have these labs. I'll be trying to reach the top of this dojo myself. Who knows how I'll do that? But it's a thing that is going to happen.